Alright, well, let's check her out today. I want to thank you guys for coming back. If you're new to the channel, I get up in this mess and I'll let you guys see what's happening in these crawl spaces. It's been pretty busy around here. That hurricane, I still see people dealing with roof damage and trees falling on top of houses, man. Very nasty. But here we have a house that is on the market. They have this this is that moisture barrier insulation. It's got plastic on both sides. I like this because, especially if you're an installer, you don't have all this jazz floating around, getting all up on you, and you can see how the critters burrowed through this one. But I kind of like that. They sell that. I see that at the big box store. They sell a lot of that stuff now. It's got like some kind of a moisture barrier on it. So this right here has got a nice moisture barrier. This is an encapsulated crawl space. It's a little dirty. You can tell it's been here for a little bit. It's nice. My favorite. If you check out my other videos, you can see I'm not a fan of some dangling wires. So because I've had my hair stand up a few times, I get hit. Not by big ones, but just little zippity doodads. But you can see that I'm not a fan of this insulation at all. Just not a fan, just because you can see already the critters get down here. In this region, which is the foothills of the Carolinas, there's too many chipmunks, too many mice, too many snakes. A lot of things here, and they like to use this insulation for cover. You can see all the little burrowing holes, and they like to mess around. You can see all the skid marks. That's all their pee and poop and all that jazz. But I don't show you guys the inside of the house due to privacy, but crawl spaces are usually what I like to focus the most. It's where I find most of the interesting stuff anyway, stuff that you might want to watch. Most homeowners have no idea what is going on underneath their house. I got grown men that's never crawled a house that they've lived in for years. And then when you explain to them what's going on, they're like, I mean, for the most part, it's not the coolest place, but it needs to be checked. And if you own a crawl space, get your tail down there, or get somebody to check it periodically, because this is where I have most issues. This channel is basically about letting you guys do the inspection with me, and you guys can kind of figure out what's going on. And I get a lot of you guys to comment and say, man, I thought my crawl space was bad. I feel pretty good about mine. I'm glad. But this is definitely a lot of rodent problems here. So with rodent problems, I'm gonna guarantee you that there's some snake problems. Even though it's encapsulated, you just these little devils find their way in here. These snakes are amazing hunters, and in these parts. We got the big black snakes here, nicknamed the panther snake. Very stealthy, amazing hunters, they really are. So, look, I've been talking to a lot of homeowners. They just, for the most part, a shout out to Virginia. She likes to comment on a lot of my videos. She's got a neighbor down the street she was talking about. Just doesn't know who to hire. When you hire people to do this kind of work, just encapsulations or dealing with fungus or mold or whatever, man, they start throwing some numbers at you, and it's a lot of money. Let me make sure my lens is. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget there's a spider web on there. And it's hard to find the right contractor to do the job, especially if you don't go down there often to check to see what's going on. For the most part, I just don't like this. Most people in the moisture business know that this is no good. I can't tell you how many times I've flopped this down. In this region, we have termites. Termites work their way up from the ground. There's a subterranean termites come up through here, and when it's like this, they'll work their way right up into this wood, and you won't see it, man. You won't see that thing for nothing. So this should be cut back. You need an inspection window just like this. So if you do have a termite company, for one, they should be notifying you and letting you know. Here's a little buddy. Yeah, that guy didn't do too good. Neither did this one. So that one was a mouse. This one was a chipmunk. But you see what they do, man? They make all these holes. So apparently we had a support problem here. So they threw one of these little pyramid blocks, which I do like them. I've used those. I've used them before. They threw a nice little shim right here. I guess if it works. I don't know what the purpose was for it. And then here's another one. I don't know what this one's for. I just went ahead and put it on that one joist. Huh. Sometimes they might throw a little extra weight upstairs. That might be a bathroom. God, these spider webs. So you've got all this mildew growth. Look at all that mildew. I'll tell you what I haven't seen. So they've sealed off this whole crawl space. They sealed it all off. Now, nothing is 100%. Even though the people encapsulate the house or the crawl space, air is going to find its way in there. You're not completely sealing it off. And you can see, when we crawled in here, they put a little Mickey Mouse dehumidifier over there. That's probably not enough to deal with this kind of this size crawl space. So yeah, that was just not even working at all. But a big problem they're having here, man, they're having some critter problems. I do like to put my recommendations in. Sometimes they take my advice, sometimes they don't. I don't usually stick around to see if they do. But in this case, I'm going to recommend they need to get some kind of a pest control. Look at the size of that hole in that plastic. Wow. I mean, they've made a mess down here. And this is nothing. With all those trees that have fallen down from the hurricane, I mean, I'm hearing people getting all kinds of mice and all kinds of critters. It really shook some things around in the pest industry. But you can see a lot of this insulation. This is, I mean, it smells like a hamster cage down here. Look at the size of this snake skin. Whew. That one's been there for a little while. Not too sure if we're gonna see any snakes. We had got a little chilly out. But if we're gonna see them, we're gonna probably see one down here, because I'd hang on to this insulation if I was a snake. This house is going for a lot of money. It's a nice neighborhood. You know, when you hire contractors, you just want to make sure they do a good job. Tell them that you have a camera, or you're going to send somebody down there when they're done, that you have an inspector friend, that you have a contractor friend that's going to check up on them. You know, keeping people honest is about the best thing you can do. Because I see a lot of shady stuff, man. I'm going to tell you right now, the percentage of bad contractors and good contractors is unreal. There's some good ones out there I'll always recommend. You know, for a friend, I don't usually get in the whole real estate transaction. I just tell them they're gonna need to hire somebody. Kind of all depends on what kind of relationship I work out, but in all reality, I really don't make friends with realtors. No, realtors don't like me, which is understandable because I'm honest. They want inspectors that are going to take the little bit of money that they make on the job and just write down some things that might not be too true, or they might make light of some things that I think needs attending to. For example, like this one. You know, I'm gonna say that this place needs a running dehumidifier if it's gonna be encapsulated, just because it's November and the moisture readings are pretty low. Doesn't mean I can't make a recommendation, because I know what this is going to look like or feel like in the summer. Yeah, even though critters is really not something I have to talk about, I'm going to say that there's a critter problem here. Definitely this. I'm not a termite company, but I want this cut back. This is all, it's good wood, southern yellow pine, love it. It's not pressure treated. That's filet mignon for termites. All it takes is one colony to work their way here and say, hey, let's try out this area. And they find something that they like. Man, you guys see some of my videos. If you haven't, check out some of my termite videos. These freaking things are relentless. These eastern subterranean termites. When they find a place that they want to chow, they're gonna chow. God, this place has spider webs out there, yin yang. Well, I know there's one going on the camera there. This is a George Washington crawl space, I call them. Because by the time I come out of here, my hair's all white. I look like old Georgie. Spider webs look like I got a wig. But yeah, this crawl space it's not big at all. Very easy to maintain. It's got a lot of mildew. See all that white stuff? That's all mildew. So I'm gonna have to recommend some kind of a dehumidifier to be installed. That was a larger critter at one time. Who knows? We're gonna go down the hill here a little bit. So this crawl space is on the hill. See all these little holes right here? Perfect little holes. Man, that's from mice. Chipmunks. Man, they get up in this. So when you hire a company to do an encapsulation, my recommendation is hire a company that's going to give you a warranty. A warranty that says that they're going to come out every year and give you some kind of, I don't know, guarantee on their dehumidifier. I know some of these dehumidifiers, like the, I did look into this one, the Sierra Watchdogs. Those are decent dehumidifiers, but every time I say something about a dehumidifier, about a year later, I find out that they're falling apart. But there's some companies out there that'll come out here yearly and inspect this crawl space, make sure the dehumidifier is running. Definitely this, the tape. See, they just taped it. You know, they shoot it with these pins to hold it, and then they tape it. But you can see you got a one pin there. Got another pin there. No, reality, this is good tape. I mean, I have a roll of this at home. But you can see how they were supposed to put glue on here, which they did. And then they also tape at the same time. But because of the humidity and everything else, boom, just starts falling down. And it just starts looking trashy. See, the critters are getting right up underneath here, underneath the AC. Got ourselves a nice little leak down up in there. I don't know if you guys can see that black widow right there. She's just chilling out. You just want me to stick my hand up there, don't you? Actually, black widows aren't too bad. I mean, I'm sure if you stick your hand in the web and she's right there with her baby eggs, and she wouldn't mind giving you a little run for your money. But for the most part, black widows, they'll just play dead. They want nothing to do with you. Yeah, a lot of fungus. Look at this. Look at all the duct work. All that mildew. So this definitely drips water. We're gonna go back up to that little dehumidifier and see if that thing's even plugged in. Glad you guys are joining me today. If you're thinking about buying a house with the crawl space, well, this is a decent one. You guys have been following my channel. I appreciate you very much, and God bless you for that. Always hit that like, man. Subscribe, helps me out. Kind of gives me a heads up, man. Lets me know if I'm putting out some good stuff, or these are unedited. This is what you see. What am I seeing today? What I'm seeing today is what you're seeing today. Here's a dehumidifier. This guy ain't doing jack. He ran a garden hose out. Ran some kind of a PVC pipe. This looks like one of those little basement dehumidifiers. Well, here's the plug. So yeah, this is gonna need a dehumidifier, critter control, and I'll be honest with you, if I bought this house even though the seller is not obligated to do it. But I get rid of all this insulation. We're out here in the woods, man. You're going to be dealing with pests the whole time. Get rid of the insulation. You don't need it. It doesn't get cold enough here. Something's been scratching away at this. Got a little nice food there. There's some more of my favorite right here. Oh, gotta love it. I am a huge fan of telling people to stick things in boxes. I know if any of you electricians are watching this, you might be like, oh, that thing is okay, nothing's gonna happen there. They make boxes, man. They also make lids. You know, if I was a kid and I had a crawl space like this, I know I had a basement when I grew up in Jersey. That place was haunted. My sisters used to lock me down there. They were so mean. Yeah, if you're watching this one, they're sisters. You know what I'm talking about. But man, if I was a kid, man, I'd be jamming out down here. Another reason why, gotta keep this nice and moist freezer. You can see all those little nails right there on the floor, on the subfloor. That's all hardwood floors. So what happens is all those nails, man, they start getting rusty. Floors get all squeaky. See that? I've seen them orange. Freaking orange from the rust. It's like the nails. Things start squeaking upstairs. Gotta take care of the crawl space. Keep the moisture under control. Folks, hit that like and subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. Kind of changing my thumbnails a little bit. See if I can get some more traffic. I thought my videos were pretty cool, to be honest with you. Something different. Something different to watch on YouTube. So I'm changing out some of my thumbnails to see if I can get some more people involved in crawl space homes, because I do find them fascinating, especially the ones that are in a really rough shape. Anyway, let me get back to work. Glad I gave you guys a tour of this one. I'll catch you on the next one.